You might be involved in hot work operations on a regular basis, or it might be something you do on occasion. Regardless, you can never forget about the dangers associated with hot work. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, defines hot work as any work that involves burning, welding, using fire or spark-producing tools, or that produces a source of ignition. Because of the potential dangers associated with hot work, you must understand your role in keeping yourself and others around you safe. This program is designed to guide you through the hot work process, helping to prevent injuries and damage to facilities. In this program, you'll learn the roles of the hot work operator, fire watch, and permit authorizing individual in hot work safety, the components of a completed hot work permit, common hot work hazards and ways to prevent them, and how to arrange a fire-safe area for temporary hot work. Hot work should be done in a designated area when possible. When hot work needs to be performed, the best option is to use a designated area. OSHA defines a designated area as a permanent fire-safe area which is free of combustibles. Designated areas such as welding or fire-safe areas of maintenance shops do not require a hot work permit. If the hot work absolutely cannot be done in a designated area, a temporary fire-safe area will need to be established by relocating or protecting combustibles from the threat of fire or explosion. This is known as a permit-required area and is the focus of this training program. It's crucial to note there are several areas where hot work must never be performed. These include areas your employer has not yet authorized, buildings with damaged or disabled sprinkler systems, areas which may contain explosive atmospheres. These could be caused by flammable gases, vapors, liquids, or dusts in the air, and areas which are near the storage of large amounts of exposed, readily ignitable materials. Where hot work operations take place, you and your employer share the responsibility of maintaining a safe workplace. There are 3 roles to be filled when performing hot work in a permit-required area: the hot work operator, fire watch, and permit authorizing individual, or PAI. The hot work operator is the person responsible for completing the actual hot work. If that's you, you must make sure all equipment is in good working order and be alert for any unsafe conditions that could arise. Stop the hot work immediately if that happens. Whenever hot work is performed in an area where a fire could start, a fire watch is required. If you are the fire watch, you need to have the proper fire extinguishing equipment on hand. Make sure it's ready to use, and of course, know how to use it properly. Once the combustibles in a permit-required area have been properly cleared or protected, the PAI completes the hot work permit and signs it. Hot work permits are issued for a single specific job and for a set length of time, but no longer than 24 hours. There's no standard template for the hot work permit, but you can expect it to have 3 distinct sections: instructions and signatures, a checklist of hot work precautions, and emergency information. There are a lot of hazards involved with hot work operations. That's why it's so important you know how to protect yourself and others from those hazards. The most obvious way for you to stay safe is to wear PPE, or personal protective equipment. PPE required for hot work can include head, eye, and face protection, hearing protection, hand and foot protection, and respiratory protection. But additional PPE may also be required, depending on work being performed and the hazards present. Fires and explosions are the most common and most dangerous types of hazards. They have resulted in deaths, injuries, and major property damage that could have been prevented had hot work safety procedures been followed. To prevent fires and explosions, everyone should follow the permit, and the PAI should complete the checklist to ensure the area is fire safe. The PAI should remove or protect all combustible material in the permit-required hot work area. To keep from catching fire, the hot work operator and anyone assisting should wear flame-retardant clothing to protect themselves against radiated heat and sparks. They should also wear flame-resistant aprons while doing hot work. Wearing proper footwear is also important, At minimum, you should wear ankle-height leather safety boots. Low-cut shoes may not protect your feet and legs from flying slag. Some types of hot work cause toxic fumes and gases, which can result in a variety of health issues if proper protection isn't used. These include chest pain, cough, headache, fever, or irritated eyes, nose, and throat. Make sure your work area is well ventilated, and if required, be sure to wear respiratory protection approved by NIOSH, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. If you follow all the proper precautions, hot work operations will be relatively uneventful. However, if a fire does start during hot work, the fire watch or anyone else trained and equipped to extinguish it may attempt to do so, if they believe the fire extinguishing equipment they have readily available can handle it. If there is any doubt, the fire watch should call 911 and initiate the evacuation process by sounding the alarm. When responding to a medical emergency, provide first aid only if you're properly trained to do so and you know it's safe to administer aid. And most importantly, ensure that first responders have been contacted. Your employer is required to have their own policies regarding responding to emergencies, so contact your supervisor for company-specific information. Once hot work operations are finished, the fire watch must remain on the scene for at least another 30 minutes to watch for smoldering fires. The PAI will determine just how much longer the fire watch stays at the hot work area. When hot work is wrapped up, the hot work permit is removed and handled according to your company's policy. The PAI can tell you who is responsible for removing the permit and how long it must be kept on file. Hot work presents a wide range of hazards, but by understanding these hazards and carefully following hot work safety procedures, you can reduce the amount of risk involved. Take hot work seriously and follow proper procedures. Doing so will help keep you and everyone around you safe.